So, good morning again. EV Pure Energy and Gensel, we had some complicated, and let's see the slide in order to see what is the problem. Actually, this is the Israeli energy section, and we are based on Israel is producing 160 terawatt an hour annually. The National Electric Company are producing 36%, 55 terawatt per hour. Fossil fuel directly to cars in Israel are 43%, actually 44% of the energy section, by meaning 70 terawatt. We are raising the questions, do the National Electric Company can produce in few years, 6 to 7 years, this amount of power? The answer is no. So what are we going to do? We are going to do and to implement unconnected charging facilities to the grid. As we can see the graph, over here at Israel and all over the world, the EV vehicles are rising, and the one problem that common to everybody is lack of energy. What we try to do is not to be based on the grid, because it's not just to have and to feel green by using an EV vehicle. It's also to be green, you need to be green with the charging facilities. Sorry to say, the grid is based on coal and natural gas, and so it's not green. So what we're trying to do is to bring a generator based on hydrogen and solar panel, and to give a decent amount of power. How do we do so? We are using our facilities of EV vehicle, and those are the facilities that are unconnected to the grid. They are basing on solar panel, they are basing on hydrogen, and we are producing the raw materials to create those, the raw materials to create the energy. We are creating them on site, based on ammonia and natural gas. Gil?
As you see here, hydrogen is not new, and fuel cells are not new. But now is probably the time for them to take a lead, because we see that fossil fuel is going to be out for sure. It depends just on the policies of countries. Hydrogen, as we know that is there. It's not so easy to retrieve it and to produce it, but the technologies are getting faster than we think, and hydrogen probably will be the next fuel. But we know that also technology is not disconnected from psychology. And sometimes we think that we can do something efficient, but we see people are afraid to get into cars which hydrogen is combusted of 350 bars inside. So we have decided, my wife told me, don't fight with emotions. You lose. So instead of that, we said, okay, if you don't like to be sitting in the car with hydrogen, we'll put the hydrogen aside the car, instead in the car, aside the car. So we produce the energy in proximity of few meters from the car, from the fuel cell to a buffer battery that could be few megawatt hours. So anytime we can charge at any rate, from AC of 7, 11, 22 kVA till 50, 100, 150, 250, and then also 350 kilowatt DC to DC, because it comes from a buffer. So there is no limit, and the best thing is you are not dependent on the trafo of the utility that tells you in 7 years we might be ready with the megawatt you want. So this is the first unit. It's already working. This is about a month ago when we operated the first one in Israel. We don't know about the world, but probably one of the first in the world that is running really off-grid clean energy chargers at any rate the market needs. And what we are going to do in several dozens of sites in Israel, a shiny country and a funny country, take everything that is there. It's a triple play, PV, pool grid a little bit if needed, and those units, which if there is some lack of energy, in 24 hours we can double and triple, and there is no limit for how many units we can put at any site to fulfill any need for energy for cars at any given moment. We say there is no parking lot without a charging nozzle. And this is a video that we can show you how it runs. Should? Okay, it doesn't. For some reason. Okay, so this is the video that we'd like to show you how it works. Can we have some sound to the video, if the soundman can take the line in? It's a nice music on it. That shows you how we get the hydrogen from the molecules of hydrogen comes from a few meters away from the cylinders, the hydrogen cylinders located a few meters away for safety regulation, and it's regulated already. And then from the hydrogen, our unit, a fuel cell that makes the composition into water and emits a very high rate of energy, which is mostly electricity, to the car charger. So as you see, the idea is to convert on the spot hydrogen to energy at a total green manner. And you're all invited to our booth just behind this wall. And thank you very, very much for your attention.
Thank you.